With its title, the new Cardi B album starts with a question: Am I the drama? I'm not really here to answer that question. I'm interested in two others. Is she a superstar? And is it maybe time that the party dies for female rappers? Not just male rappers. So the first question: Is she a superstar? If you don't know, last week I made this little list. It's really incomplete. I need to add some more people on there. Like Lil Wayne and Queen Latifah and stuff. But the question is like, is Cardi B a superstar? The kind of presence who starts off in hip hop and then ends up being basically ubiquitous or almost a household name, if not a household name. And if so, which category? I wouldn't say she's in the mostly music category, but maybe she's in the mostly visual medium. She was in that reality show. That's how she broke out. Maybe the assorted reasons is her famous beefs and trials and all those things. But the main reason that I asked this question is that I listen to a lot of music. I review like a couple hundred albums a year. I review a lot of music, and it's always playing in the background. And I'm just listening, barely loud enough to even for me to hear. And my wife, who's like doing dishes or putting away dishes, she comes over and she says, "Is that Cardi B?" Now, to say that's weird is impossible for me to even tell you how weird that is. Because, my wife, she's Serbian. She's from she's Yugoslavian, from the part of Yugoslavia that is now called Serbia. She didn't really listen to rap or pay attention to rap before. Like a lot of the people who listen to rap in former Yugoslavia, like they're kind of posers and some cultural appropriation and stuff like that. And it's very hard, even though she has great English, the second language, it's very tricky. So I've been teaching her ever since we met in 2018. I've been teaching her all about like how hip hop works and what it is. And I've played her many artists for her to listen to. But I've never once put on Cardi B, ever. I mean, I like Cardi B, but I've never put on Invasion of Privacy. So the fact that I had and I was like, yes, and then I kind of did the super, name 3 songs thing. But I wasn't saying that because like I doubted that she knew, or I just couldn't figure out. Like, how is it that she is that ubiquitous that my wife, who paid no attention to her when she was at her height, somehow knew who this was? So I don't know. I think that's a pretty good argument. I think this album also makes a good argument for her being a superstar. But as far as the party dying idea, that's what Kendrick Lamar on September 11th, 2024, what he referred to, that hip hop is changing, rap is changing, and a lot of the superficial, materialistic, potentially anti-black forces of hip hop need to die in order for a more real and authentic and more explicitly black form of hip hop to be reborn. Do we need that for female rappers? I mean, have female rappers even really been given a chance to have something that isn't the party? By that, I mean, like, how much has female rap ever been given the space to not be marginalized, pacified, and either subtly or overtly patriarchal? Has it not seemed at many times to be sort of self-subjugating, primarily around the following themes: transactional sex, that women often rap about how good they are at sex or how sexy they are and how much money they can get from men, which just has patriarchy baked into it as a concept. The body focus, the focus on the nature of the body, the size of the butt, the size of the boobs, the prettiness of the face, etc. And most of all, just the way that whenever you have people who are marginalized in any group, as women are marginalized within hip-hop, they often fight against each other. That's just a thing that often happens. And there's so much oxygen and energy given by the greater public to female rappers when they fight, it's almost impossible to be seen without starting fights. Shout out to Shay Noir, Love the Genius, 2 of the best female rappers out of Buffalo, New York. Check them out. They don't fight. They don't get into beef. They just drop bars. Maybe it's time for the Shay Noirs and the Love the Geniuses and the Rhapsodies, to sort of take the forefront. I don't know. But I will say this. The main thing that I've been seeing in this kind of reset, the rebirth of hip hop, is growth. And this album definitely shows growth and real humanity. So in that way, it's, I would say, a part of the larger party dying. But speaking of larger, dear mainstream rap artists, please have pity on poor music reviewers. I don't, I like your music. I don't care who it is. I don't want Kendrick releasing an hour and 10 minutes of music. I don't want anybody releasing that much music. It's too much. It's too much. I'm full. I am no longer hungry. Thank you very much. Could we save this for tomorrow? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this album into 4 smaller albums, because that's what I think it is. I think it's one album with 4 subcategories. One, it's a breakup album. I suppose she's gotten divorced from Offset, right? So she's divorced Offset. 2, it's a rap album. Rippity rap rap. Rappity rap rap, rappity rap rap. Oh, you want bars? Oh, you want flow? Oh, you want voice? Oh, you want beats? This is what you want. You want a good New York rap album? Skye, Mr. Who's the King of New York? I don't know. She's making her claim. 3, Twitter Beef, the musical. That's the stuff I like the least on this album. And then the 4th kind of album it is a pop crossover album, which happens a lot, especially with female rappers, which kind of goes back to the DNA, like from the very beginning, even from TLC and before them, Salt and Pepper. It's always been sort of baked into the DNA of female rappers having the ability to do pop crossover because of the ability to and the societal push for sung hooks. Okay, so let's get into the 4 albums. I think my favorite album is the breakup album. I should have had it here. I do have a Cardi B and Offset McDonald's cup because when they had a McDonald's tie-in, I'm like, what a weird world we live in. And I went and bought a cup. I guess there won't be another one. I guess they're getting divorced. So the song is Man of Your Word. And I first heard it and I'm like, nope, too soft. I don't like it. Not my thing. Not very good. Cool little steel drum sounds. But it's a song that is saved by its emotional honesty. It is a masterpiece of emotional honesty, because it's a bitter breakup song about a guy who's not a man of his word, and we had the singing in the background. But it's also accounting for her own culpability in the dissolution of the marriage, about her own inability to regulate her passions and giving in to passion when she should have been more reasonable. As she said, I should have fallen back from you. Instead, I gave you a son. I don't regret it. It's a blessing. She even recognizes that her state, and this is one of the themes throughout the entire album, the difficulty of being famous, the difficulty of living a life as a superstar. 7 years wasn't all bad, but as a wife, I should have known when you were hurt. Cardi. Or as I used to call you to embarrass my kids in 2018. So I'll tell you later. I'll tell you the Cardi B story later. But you know, like the idea I should have known when you were hurt, like that's a beautiful line. That's a beautiful, painful line. And if you are in a relationship and it's not going well, one of the first things you can do is just establish, maybe my partner is hurting. How are they hurting? How can I address it? It doesn't mean I have to justify the ways they're mistreating me, but everybody wants a human being in their life. Well, what can I do to address that? And truly wishing the best for the former partner. I just wish that you were a man of your word. How difficult it is being an icon with this great, strong, angry chorus. But this is a very real divorce song from a very real divorce album. I talk a lot about how there's not enough great divorce albums. Well, here's one of them. Here's a truly great divorce album. At least a quarter of the album is a really great divorce album because she seems so conflicted. She seems so torn up. All of the emotions that you feel, the desire for revenge, the desire for reconciliation, the desire to be a good co-parent, the desire to recognize your own culpability, it's all here and it's all human. And it's all from the regular, degular, schmegular girl from the Bronx, as she referred to herself in her introduction on Love in New York. But there's a lot of other divorce songs, like What's Going On, featuring Lizzo. The sort of angry being cheated on. You turned off your location. Oh my God, though. It's actually a crossover with the pop song because it's doing the Drake thing of taking a popular song from the last 30 years and then just slightly changing it. And I haven't... When Four Non Blondes released What's Going On in 1990X, I didn't like it then. I hated that song then, and it's been haunting me ever since. But this is at least not nearly as annoying as that song, so that's good. I like how Lizzo's changing the lyrics to be about the suspicious partner. It's good. Shower Tears featuring Summer Walker's another divorce song. It's 4 a.m. and if I call you again and you don't answer, I'll never call you again. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been in that kind of relationship where I tried to call somebody who was what I thought in a monogamous relationship to me, and their phone died at 4 o'clock in the morning all the time. I've been there. It's not good. I only wish we could go back in time and give me this song. Can we give me this song when I was going through my divorce? Can you please do that, Cardi B? I know you have mystical powers. Can you go back in time and give me this song? Because at that point, all I had was Blow Me One Last Kiss by Pink, which, to be fair, is an all-time divorce song. Blow me one last kiss. Oh my, I would listen to that song on repeat. Sometimes I want to F you up. Sometimes I want to F. Should I take a handful of pills to make it feel real? But I love the idea of shower tears. Again, it's showing real vulnerability. You know, Cardi B is interesting because she does such a good job of appearing like a haughty, faraway princess queen who's better than everybody. But at the same time, she's really good at expressing human emotions. She's like a really good artist, everybody. And then we get to Outside, which as a rap fan, this song is confusing to me because it's taking the song Drag Rap by the Showboys, which was then imported. So that song comes from New York City. It was then imported into New Orleans, and it became the basis of all bounce music. Ding, ding, with the little 808 cowbells. Ding, ding. The rhythmic interest in that is basically what helped the people in New Orleans convert the Mapuko dance from West Africa into twerking, all right? It's the basis of the whole thing. So it's kind of neat, like taking out the ding, ding of the Trigger Man beat, which is what it's called, even though it should be called the drag rap beat. It's like almost like bringing it back to New York. I don't know, but it's also kind of bouncy. There's a lot of New Orleans on this album. I don't know why. And you know, it's another song about man being bad, and there's this sex verse. I'm sorry. I believe she says, "I want him to slam dunk my pussy like a basketball." Your Honor, I would like to enter that into lyrics of 2025, top tier. That is, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It is neither logical nor sexy, yet it is very logical and very sexy. And this is the divorce song. Like, this pussy is going outside because it's been inside. Like, that's part of the revenge. That's part of the fantasy. Like, when you've been monogamous for so long and you've had all these opportunities and you turn them down. And so now you're going to go out and you're going to get all the D, right? Which feeds right into another great divorce song, On My Back, featuring Lourdes. A sex song, man. So I didn't. Okay, so just so you know, I didn't know. I knew she was married to Offset. I didn't know they divorced before I heard this album. I don't know who she's in beefs with. I don't know who she's dating now. It turns out she's dating Stephon Diggs, who used to be on the Bills, right? Or is his brother on the Bills? I don't know. He's on the Patriots now. I don't know. I don't watch football. My wife is a neuroscientist, so what are you gonna do? But this is like a legitimately sexy song. This is not like performative, like, you know, like it's not like, you know, I'm so wet, I'm gonna be a water slide. None of that stuff. It's like, you know, like about getting pregnant and really in praise of just real praise for the missionary position, you know, which like, you know, why not, right? I mean, okay, Skye, are you gonna regret saying this? No. I feel like Doggy Style has been on an amazing run. Maybe since Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg. Maybe even before. It's been like the preferred sexual position referenced in almost every song. You know, because missionary is like supposed to be boring, right? But it's like, you know, I'll stop there. I'll just say I appreciate it because she's emphasizing the intimacy that is involved, the face-to-face, right? Because that's actually what separates us from animals, is we are I believe, the only animals that copulate looking at each other, right? Okay. I don't think I said anything. I'll have to edit it out. Jesus, peace, headbutting me. Yeesh. That's specific. I know there's a lot of scandal about whether or not she writes her own lyrics. If she didn't write those own lyrics, I'm on your dick, I want to hold it while you pee. Is that really? Well, maybe I'm not freaky enough. So those are the songs that make it a divorce album. What about the majority of songs, 8 of the songs by my count, that are just rappity rap songs, like the best rap song, Trophies, with this great staggered flow and real rapping, the high buzzes and a little bit of drill bass. I think you know this album's been made for the past 7 years because drill is basically, as far as I can tell, completely dead in the mainstream. And this has probably came from when it was. Look at these B words shaped like turkeys. All my hoes got Berkeys, sticks and stones. We break bones. All my knocks hold 30s. I'm the reason events be soupin'. I told them I want to stack them Cubans. And I'm like, ho, what happened? That's my bop, they jackin'. B words tried to gaslight me. Now I'm back with the kerosene. B words be ill, aged like milk. Ooh, it's a Dairy Queen. Cool. Awesome. Strong lyrics, well delivered. She's a very talented rapper. Even if she has this outsized personality, she's a very good rapper. And then a nice little hook. Like, huh? Like what? I don't want to hear excuses. Other rap songs include the opening track, Dead. Just 8 producers. That's a lot. I don't know what's going on here. You know, this crime spree and the siren, and a great beat, just her and rapping. So this could be, like, a lot of these songs could be specific diss songs. A lot of these songs I just call rippity rap songs because she's talking about just killing all the other women. So she might be talking about specific people, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I do know this song makes reference to getting preeclampsia, which is a very serious thing. If you've had kids, you should know how serious it is. Preeclampsia affects many women, and I'm happy that she's rapping about it. Hey everybody, when you get preeclampsia, you got to get to the hospital. Or if you're in the hospital, you better get some changes. Then the song Hello, cover of Lionel Richie. I get one joke. Kind of 80s synths and bloops, her voice is in the back. It's kind of like it's me, I'm the problem, that kind of idea. It's kind of predictable, but it's cool. Hey, I do want to say though, sorry, I'm having a real hard time like being comfortable because I have to record in the basement because we're having quiet time upstairs. I might end up having to move the thing. Lil Bill, one of the best YouTubers alive, has been threatening to make a Juvenile video about why Juvenile is like one of the best rappers of all time. And this could be an exhibit because she is just totally copying Juvenile's style all the way throughout this whole song. Then we get to Salute, maybe my favorite song on the album. Nice trailing, slow trap-like beat about coming from nothing and this catchy choruses. Salute, loot, salute, loot, right? This is what we want. Late 90s style, just New York rap. Time is kind of a triumphant style, almost Swizz Beatz-like. Check, please, kind of a scary beat, kind of nice and dissonant. I get more money than those you've been effing. Maybe going away from the transactional in this, just a basic track. You B words is done eating, tell them check please. Done eating these hoes, tell them check please. Then killing you hoes, thank you for making me the best alive. Are you dumb? Hey, kind of 6ix9ine style. Then Imaginary Players. So I don't like Volume 1. I don't like Jay-Z Volume 1. So I'm happy that she is like she's covering a Jay-Z song for which I hold no fondness. To me, like Jay-Z's catalog is like Reasonable Doubt, Nothing, Volume 2. So maybe that's a controversial take. I don't think it is. Except for the Primo songs. Those are great. And then Up, which like is even more bouncy, more New Orleans-y with the 80s cowbell. Broke boys don't deserve no P word. Okay. I've already said pussy like 10 times in this video. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. Sure they do. That's the whole problem. Like, let's get rid of the patriarchy. Okay? It's how much a human being deserves physical contact has nothing to do with how much money they have. It has nothing. And if you believe it does, it means you've been captured by ghoulish, capitalistic, hyper-capitalistic forces, which inevitably are used to put down the marginalized. So let's not talk. Broke boys deserve a lot of pussy. Okay? It's gonna be my new t-shirt. Great stutter step. If it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's stuck. Also, maybe, she's responding to the rise of like, Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion, kind of more southern rappers here. If he had a twin, I'd let him run a train. This song's great. I didn't know it was already a single and already big. I was like, this should be a single. And then I looked it up and it has 315 million views. And then we get to Twitter beef songs. Shout out to Rob Markman. He broke it all down. He broke down all the beef songs on his video. So you just go watch those. Magnet. It's a nice song. Apparently it's about JT and about Lil Uzi. Vert. I don't know what they did. By they, I mean Lil Uzi Vert. I guess maybe they're dating JT. I don't know. Pretty and Petty. Nice turn of phrase there. Kind of Houdini, sort of West Coasty vibes as well. Nice bounce to it. I'd rather die in surgery than walk around looking like you. Jesus Christ. What's that mean? Jesus Christ. That's a cold line. Your mom F around with white dudes. That's disgusting. I hate it when light-skinned women get, you're from Boston, let's have a little tea party. She talking about me? I don't know. She's talking about B. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. So watch Rob Markman. He breaks it down. Better Than You, I'm going to assume, is one of those songs, but I think I have a new policy. I'm just not going to listen to anything with Cash Cobain. I don't know why. He just bugs me, okay? Do I ever, is that okay? I just don't, I see him and I go, oh, I don't think I want to hear that. So I skip that one. Then we get to the pop crossover. This is where I want to applaud the fact that she outsources her hooks. When I talk about Drake, I talk about him as outsourcing his masculinity. By that I mean like he never talks about himself being tough or exerting normative forms of masculine violence, but about other people doing that, right? That's why he always has 21 Savage or Future or someone else, right? I want to cancel myself for even thinking of saying that Cardi B outsources femininity, because that's not accurate, because the hooks aren't femininity, but she does outsource an aspect of female rappers that has been prevalent from the beginning, which is most female rappers have the ability to cross over from singing to rapping and rapping to singing. Most of the best have, right? Most of the best. Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, the two best. Rhapsody. Okay, not all, but many can do that. So I think it's interesting that she constantly outsources this form of femininity. Like on the song Pick It Up, which I thought was going to be a skip, but I kind of like it. It's kind of catchy, And I mean, she needs hits. And these are hits. Why not? I want Cardi B to have hits. Then we get Safe featuring Kalani. Again, a little patriarchal, the idea that you need men to protect you. But at the same time, who doesn't like being held, right? Kind of a weak beat, not my favorite. Principal, like a Janet Jackson flip. I like the kind of the snare hits. I like the hook of her voice in the back. Nice Guy featuring Tyla. I don't know. I don't really need Tyla singing, and I don't really need the drill bass. I don't really like the pop stuff. So there's every song on the album, everybody. There's every song on the album. We got 8 rap songs. We got 5 breakup songs, we got 4 crossover songs, and we got 3 beef songs. And you're sitting there saying, but Skye, there's 2 more songs. Yes, there's 2 outliers, and this is where I really want to give Cardi B her flowers. Bodega Baddie. The song I Like It from 2018. So my introduction to Cardi B. So if you don't know this is part of Professor Skye lore. Before I stopped paying attention to new music around 2005, and then I restarted again in 2018. The only exceptions were whenever I would drive to New York City, I would just listen to Hot 97. I picked up this habit, and I remember it was right when Quiet Storm by Mobb Deep came out, and Hot 97 played that song like 3 times an hour. So if you were listening to Hot 97 in 1990 whatever, you would get to hear the real hip-hop. So like I have just, that you win my allegiance forever. Although I guess some funny stuff is going on over there. So everything that I knew about what was happening in mainstream hip hop was when I would go down to visit my friends in Queens, and I'd drive through New York, and right when you get to that part when you're driving into New York where there's like this weird carriage company, that's where Hot 97 starts to come in on the radio. So I put on Hot 97, and that song, I like it like that, but that was played like 4 times every 10 minutes. It was played all the time. And it felt important because it was important. It was helping to introduce Bad Bunny to a larger audience. It was helping to introduce reggaeton to a larger audience. It was helping to underscore the allegiance between the black and the brown that's always existed in New York, that's always existed in hip-hop, and that frankly really needs to exist right now. Really is an important thing. It's a super important thing. We get that going. A lot of the ghoulish powers that are in a lot of the ghoulish people who are in power right now would feel scared if the black and the brown could unite. I'm just saying, I'm not the face of that revolution. on the opposite of the face of that revolution. But I'm telling you, that would be powerful. And that song was part of that idea. And it was a beautiful song. I think it was one of the most important songs of that decade. And it's what I want from Cardi B. It's this thing that she's doing where she can be just a regular, degular, schmegular girl from the Bronx, which means that she is also, she's many different things, including part Dominican. And so this song that samples this Dominican, Magic Juan, who was from New York, by the way. He's a Dominican singer, but he's from New York, just like her. Made the song Ta Buena. And it's this great, merengue. I think Rob Markman said merengue. I'm going to trust him. I don't know. I have a really hard time differentiating Latin American genres because I'm ignorant. I do not know. I'm ignorant, but I'm going to trust that that's correct there. And this is what I want. This song, it just feels like it's made... that there are people who don't feel seen. There are people who are under attack. There are people who are being rounded up in vans and shipped to countries they probably wouldn't be able to point out on a map. That's happening right now in our country. That's living with us on Earth right now. That's happening right now. And so, they get a song. I wish there were more songs like this. De Beitmanastro Heights, Deja Ataque, Atase. Talking about specific places in the Bronx. I think Dykeman's a street there, and just all these great lyrics. Check that bitch. That time I seen her, told her, dame más gasolina. She's mixing together Spanish and English. She's doing this thing. Whenever you mix together two languages, and one of the languages is the language of an immigrant population, it means there's a specific audience. It is not the monolingual Spanish, and it's not the monolingual English. It is the mixture of the two. Therefore, it has a linguistic power for the people who hear it. If you are alienated by it, that's because it's not for you. But it's okay. Trust me, you can still enjoy it. So when you hear this chorus going so fast, La muchacha que me tiene loca, de la boca chula, mira donde va. Okay, you hear all that stuff. It's great. It's just great. And her whole rapping too. Man, you listen to her rap. You just try to imitate it. You get the lyrics and you try to imitate how she's doing it. She's got so many flows. At times on this album, I swear she's just trying to imitate Kendrick. At times, I feel like she's trying to imitate Juvenile. Here, she's rapping in English and Spanish, and it's just so great. Also, not for nothing, Bodega Baddie. A bodega itself... Professor Skye is officially supporting Zoran Mamdani for mayor of New York City. I'm going to tell you why. It's not because I'm a socialist. I don't think he is either. It's because one of the things he's trying to put forth is supermarkets in underserved areas. And food deserts, if you study American cities for even one goddamn minute, you understand that this is a massive problem. If you have ever driven by, driven through, seen pictures of any economically impoverished area in any city, you will not find a supermarket. You will not find healthy produce. You will not find affordable food. It's not affordable. The bodegas are not actually affordable. They're not cheap. I mean, they're cheap, but it's not the amount of money that you spend. The calories that you're able to buy with the money is almost nothing because they're mostly empty calories because it's mostly bad food. This is something that is needed. I'm not a socialist, but free market has failed. The free market apparently thinks that people who are poor in a city don't need to eat good food. That's what the free market decided. If maybe we realize there's a failure in our society and there's something that the free market can't fix, maybe we elect somebody who can fix that. And we can leave the rest of the free market for now. Just leave it all. I don't care. Let all the hedge fund bastards get all the money they want. Screw all the pensioners. I don't care. But we've got to help it that the bodega, which is a beautiful place, right? I mean, it's a place of community and togetherness. That can't be the only place to get nutrition within 10 miles of somebody in our country. That can't be. We can't do that. That's not okay. It's fucked up. I hope I said the man's name right. I don't live in New York City, so I don't know. And then, of course, the last song is WAP, which is the second most important song of the decade. I don't need to tell you why. It's the second most important song of the decade. It has done so much good in the world. It is such an amazing masterpiece of aggressive, assertive, upsetting, derailing feminist power, while still being a little too patriarchal for my liking. The whole he buys me bags and stuff, but still. All right, so there you go. Is Cardi B a superstar? You tell me in the comments. What do you think? Is she a superstar? And should the party die? All right, there's the camera.